Hi everyone, Michael McVitie here at Red Fortress Property Management, and I wanted to cover a video that really pretty passionate about. It's going to get a little bit technical at some points, but I think we're going to see the bigger picture here, which is basically that Red Fortress Property Management markets better than the MLS, the multiple listing services with realtors. Okay, so I'm Michael McVitie, president of Red Fortress Property Management, and one of my coworkers came to me and said, "Hey, listen, I was talking with a person regarding Red Fortress Property Management, and they said, hey, listen, you guys don't market, so to speak, on the multiple listing service. Not that they necessarily knew all the ins and outs of what that entailed. And they said, so, maybe you guys don't do a good of the job as the multiple listing service does. So that was a fair enough question, even though I knew that we do a better job because Red Force has never been part of the Board of Realtors, never market on the multiple listing service. We actually have a bigger reach. I knew this, but I thought, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take several properties that are not Red Fortresses, and I'm going to do some investigative reporting, some data analysis. So just somebody to put rentals out on the multiple listing service, how that looked in a search engine, and then compare it with, say, one of our properties and see how that went. Okay, so here are my findings. So I wrote it down here. It's on a sheet of paper just off to the side here. So that's what I'm looking at to make sure that I get all the details correct. Okay, now, first of all, what I did was I wrote the first 10 entries. So basically the first page of the search engine. I'll talk about the second page in a second, but it's basically the first 10 entries on the first page. Here's what happened with the MLS, the multiple listing service, and how they did. So first of all, the first one for this particular property was Zillow, the website. And that has a tendency to be delayed a bit with some agreement with the Board of Realtors. So that was fine. Realtor.com was the number two spot. Okay, that's great. Didn't have the name of the agent or company that was doing the rental, so that's a bit problematic. And it also didn't have a watermark. I'll get to that in a second. Number three was apartments.com. That was great. Number four, Redfin. That was great too. Five, Trulia, which is the same company as Zillow, was great. Six was MapQuest. It was basically saying, here's where the property is. Didn't say anything about rental. Didn't say anything about the property. Just here's how to find it on your map. You could use the GPS to do that, but six spot was MapQuest, seven was Rent.com, eight was HotPads, which is also Truly and Zillow. The ninth one was a third-party real estate company taking the listing off the MLS and advertising it on their personal website. Okay, so they're not even the property manager. What they're hoping is that you might go to them, they might say, great, let me show you the property, and then they're going to co-broke between the property manager and the person who owns the website, that third-party real estate person. And the 10th one dealt with the sale of the property, not even the rental of the property. That was the multiple listing service here in Fort Myers, Cape Coral area. Okay, so now we're going to look on our side. We're going to look on the first 10 things for Red Fortress, what they did. First of all, Zillow was instant. The way we feed it, we have a separate agreement, not through the multiple listing service, but as a company with Zillow. Second one, Realtor.com. Okay, what was interesting is that we had our watermarks on it, so that means it's more trustworthy, and if people really wanted to, they can call us directly. This prevents fraud, and there's a lot of fraud that happens out there regarding rentals. It's terrible. A lot of people are very conscious of it. In fact, just the other day, somebody came to me and said, hey, can we come by your office because we don't trust giving information online? I said, absolutely. We take people walking in as well as people online. All right. Third one, apartments.com. Fourth one, Redfin, which was great. Fifth one was realtor.com a second time. They liked us so much, they put us on there. And remember, Red Fortress Property Management is not a member of the Board of Realtors. Next, six was rent.com. Seven was HotPads. Eight was Apartment Finder. Direct number to us. That's not part of the multiple listing service area. So another large website, you can call us directly. Next one, forrent.com, another website company. Again, for rentals, wasn't part of the top tenant for the multiple listing service. You can call us directly. Number 10, the final one, Zumper. another website company, they can call us directly and get, information directly from us, not just click on it. All right, so that was the first page. So you're probably saying, hey, what about the second page? So if people actually go through all 10 listings and get to the number 11 through 20 and stuff like that, what was interesting on the multiple listing service was that they had more sales or more information talking about the sale of that particular property, not the rental amount, and also more third-party real estate companies, again, trying to co-broke. For us, it led to other websites. Other websites, just like I said, Zumper and For Rent and Apartment Finder, all that sort of thing. Okay, so basically what it looked like is if you took the top 10 searches for that one particular property with the multiple listing service, you ended up with about 7 that were good. Okay, with us, you had 9, and the only reason why you didn't have the 10th was because I didn't count that second Realtor.com listing. Okay, I thought that wasn't fair. I mean, it's good to have it once, but not necessarily the second time. So maybe 10 out of 10, but I'm a little bit harsh. I gave us a 9 out of 10 with that one. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple of other items here. I looked at another property again through the multiple listing service. It was even worse than the one I just told you. A lot more third-party real estate companies looking to co-broke. In other words, get somebody that's interested in a listing and then call up the actual property manager or realtor that has the actual listing. That's how they do it, that sort of thing. So it wasn't even as good as I just told you. Okay, but I wanted to give you the best case scenario with the multiple listing service. So sorry if that's a little bit too technical, but you can actually do it yourself. Take a property off our website, go ahead and run the same search. You're going to see exactly what I just saw. Now, here's a couple of things. When you're looking at the multiple listing service, here are a couple of issues that you're going to come across when you're trying to rent a property. Okay, one, like I said to you, it's heavily sales. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Use the multiple listing service for sales. That's fantastic. However, that sales bleeds into some of the rental listings. So that's creating confusion. Second thing, like I mentioned before, if you have a watermark on an actual photo for rentals, it's much, much better because now they can go to the source. They see Red Fortress Property Management. They can go to our actual website, see if we're actually valid, whether we're in, Southwest Florida. Then they feel more confident about filling out information. Very few people today don't get a little bit of the heebie-jeebies when they're giving all their phone numbers, information, date of birth, that sort of stuff to apply online. A lot of people are very, very hesitant because of the massive amount of fraud and scams that are out there with regards to rental properties and that sort of thing. Okay, another thing that you had was, like I said, third-party real estate companies or entities trying to get the listing and co-broking. We don't do that. We have our rentals, and of course somebody can always refer us something, but they're not taking our listings actively and trying to co-broke with us. They can see us just like anybody else online. Okay, now couple of final things about Red Fortress and what we do besides what I just said to you. So in addition to what I just mentioned, all those websites and that, we also have key strategic alliances with the Lee County, hospital. So we're one of the preferred vendors there. We also work with the Lee County educational, like schools and so forth. And we do a lot of other online marketing, including with Google and Facebook and that sort of stuff. So real quickly, when somebody says to you, hey, I want to take your property and put it on the multiple listing services, listen, that's fine, but it's not the end all and be all. And that Red Fortress Property Management, the way we do things as a non-realtor property management company, we have deeper market penetration. And that's really, really important when you're looking at renting a property in a market that has a lot of competition and that the rentals, large number, the rents are starting to go down and people have options. So you want to have as much market penetration as you can. I'm Michael McVitie, president of Red Fortress Property Management. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call, 239-939-1233. Or you can always email me, Mike at redfortresspm.com, Mike at redfortresspm.com. That's short for property management. Have a great day. I hope this helps. Take care, guys, and good luck to you.